the quarantine bag. It isn't. So the mail goes in here. It isn't 12 monkeys, it's the thing. And we're listening to Fuchs. Even one small particle gets through. And the concern is over my parents who are in their 80s. They can't. You gotta be kidding me. This had better be used. I'd better. I'm. So here they all are. These guys either have their helmets or don't need them. All related to the Tom Corbett, Rex Mars, Space Patrol lines by Marx Toys. I think I got them roughly in a chronological order here, I think, up until the girls. And of course the green ones, darker greens are from Operation Moonbase, lighter greens from Giant Martian Landing, I believe. And here's the crew that needs helmets yet.
Ash, can you see this?
Yes, I can.
I have to do some quick editing there. I hadn't seen that. Freshly out of the quarantine bag. 12 recast Tom Corbett Rex Mars space helmets. Interesting how they're all sealed. And I already know I'm going to need more. There's more than 12 that need them. Or rather, I'll have to pick which 12 get them and then maybe cast off some duplicates. I've got some duplicates. And there are some that the logic of giving them a helmet doesn't make any sense. Even though they're wearing spacesuits, and as originally issued, all of the spacesuit wearing Rex Mars figures would have had a matching helmet. At least as long as Marx was issuing the helmets. Were they issuing the helmets all the way through Captain Space? I'm not sure. Just making sure there's no more hard stuff in that. So these are all recasts. And I've already sort of posed myself the mental conundrum. Well, those are original helmets. Am I going to be able to tell them apart? And I doubt it. So for the record, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, which is how many I ordered. And let's look at one up close. Very clean. I'm going to trust myself here with one for the Space Patrol dude. So, on the left, a recast. On the right, a vintage. Trying to see if the little cross symbol might be a way to tell one from the other. Although if they were done in the original molds, which is what recast implies, they're not copies, they're recasts, it's going to be identical. So we're going to put that right back on Major Robertson. Too busy trying to get it focused. There it is. Okay. So Spacewalk guy definitely gets one. And Hose guy, he definitely came with one, so he gets one. Whatever this radioactive pile guy, whatever he's carrying, he needs a helmet. These two, did they get helmets? Theodolite guy should have a helmet. And I've got a duplicate of him. One of the interactive pieces is the dude with his hand over his head, so he's putting his helmet on. And there's 3 of them. For now, they're each getting a helmet. Alright, so we got 4 left. Now, how you talking on a walkie-talkie, you know, in space through a helmet? So, just in terms of logic, they don't get helmets for right now. These 2 on their way to the aid station in a helmet. They have. This guy has a tendency to fall over. He's not doing it right now, of course, because I'm filming. But he has a tendency to fall over. And when these helmets go flying, it's finding them is not easy. So we're gonna fit these 2 with helmets, and I guess the Geiger counter guy. I could see a Geiger counter working in space, although it's also got a radio antenna, which defies a certain amount of logic. Hey, how are you using a radio in space? If it's a Geiger counter, it works, and I believe I've read that it's a Geiger counter. So the aid station pair, just because they have a tendency to fall over, their helmets go flying, they're going to wait. We're going to helmetize these 2 here with their Geiger counters. That's as close as Marx got to a Geiger counter, Spaceman, in the traditional Army Man scale size. You're seeing that. It ain't by Marx. That's MPC, not Marx. That's as close as Marx got to a Geiger counter, and it's even debatable whether that is a Geiger counter. But there's my 12 helmets on the 12 dudes. This guy needs, you know, he got separated from this thing, so he's just sort of chilling for the time being. And
Ash, can you see this?
he's a later one. If my understanding is correct, the gray vinyl rubber was first, and then these rust-colored vinyl came after that. I think there were a couple of other variations on the color for it, and then the guys without the bases, they're a little bit earlier than the ones with the bases. My experience with these things is limited to the past 8 to 12 months. I've learned what I can, and I don't want to try to pass myself off as some sort of an authority on Marx space figures. I'm an enthusiast, and there's something about the Tom Corbett Rex Mars Space Patrol line that has captured my imagination, and the helmets are an important part of it. There's a nice dozen of them on my guys, and the ones that didn't have a logical reason to be wearing them or were problematic in how they stand, I passed on ordering them helmets for the time being, although I'm already thinking, you know what, I need another 10 of these. And he's damaged, so he didn't get one. I like how Carol looked wearing one. Made some pictures the other day. Even though she's not wearing a spacesuit, there's something about the girl. Yeah, you see, they just fell over right there, and those helmets would have gone rolling away. Fits on her pretty well, and there's sort of a pulp science fiction motif about the gal with the legs in a bubble helmet, but she's wearing a mini skirt. Will work with it. So technically, I need what? 2, 4, 6, and maybe 1 for her. Another 10 because it's inevitable. I'm going to land more of these figures. There's variants on them that I'd like. I mean, from my understanding, the Army Man plastic ones are serial premiums from later. I'd like to have those versions in the vinyl playset figure material as well. And I'm actually collecting these things in addition to using them in my art. And Marx gets a special place for me, and my favorite is still that Space Patrol guy, Major Robinson in orange. I like the Tom Corbett guy next to him. I love the gals. They're favorites. I love Carol. And I like the Spacewalk guy. I like the Theodolite. That's pretty cool. I like them all. What else is there to say? Except we're ready to bunker down here and have some fun with these things while the world 12 monkeys it out. Stay safe. Stay at home for now. We'll get back to it once they've got things sorted out. Better. Actually, no. These two are cool. They get helmets. Certain bagging them back up, and I'm like, you know what? Those two, the way that they're interacting together is cool. I'll just be careful with their helmets.